Okay, so I'd like to share what I know about a walk and animating a walk, and also how I animate a walk. And as I told you many guys before, observation and research are the most important things. And you should really research and study. And what I found, and it's what I found, is that everybody um, understands. I mean, when it comes to details, what people talk about and how people do things are slightly different, and there are a lot of things that people agree on, but there are things that uh, there are things that people don't seem to agree. First, if you open the Toon Boom Harmony, this is what you will see. If you haven't really used Toon Boom Harmony before, this is what you will see. And you will see the drawing layer, and you don't need to change anything. And you can, there are like just like any other apps, like there are multiple approaches to do one thing, right? So even in Photoshop or Maya, there are like many different ways to do one thing. So I can't really say, you know, and I don't want to say, this is the only way. You know, um, you should also find your own the best way for you to do things. So you should just try out, and something don't work, and then just undo or just reopen the new document. Okay, so I'm sure you know though how to open the new project and then save them, and the file that project that we are using should be a 1080p and 24 frames per second. Okay, so first we're gonna use this brush tool, and then maybe sometimes selection tool, and then eraser tool. Okay, the selection tool, brush tool for the exercise that we're gonna do together, and this is onion skin. Those are the things that we will be using, and we will talk about some other things. Um, okay, so first you're not going to see anything here, any frames. So if you play back, this is a playback. You are not going to see anything, and it only reaches up to 60 frames, and this is playback region. Okay, you can move it and decide, limit or expand uh, the playback region. So I go here and in the drawing layer, the first drawing layer. What I do is I choose the brush tool, and then I'm going to just you know and press down Shift key, and then just draw the one long line. And I'm going to use this as a kind of like a ground level. Okay, and then but then you see one problem here. It's only one frame long, but it should be like 30 frames long or 60 frames long. It should be as long as the walk animation last. So in order to solve that, one thing you can do is select the this frame, right click, and then go to exposure. Oops, just what is it? Okay, right click and then go to the exposure, and then you will see this set exposure. Okay, and then click that, and then you will see set exposure window opens, and just type 60 60 here, and then click OK. So you will see it's expanded to frame 60. So now if I go to other frames, you will see, okay, and this little thing here, the red bar and green bar, that's the reason for the onion skin. It was on, and I'm going to turn that off for now, and then click this plus to make a new drawing layer. Okay, choose the drawing and then click add and close. Okay, and then you will see new layer, drawing layer has been created. And you can, as you can see, there's no frame uh, is there because no drawings is made yet in that layer. So here, this layer, I'm going to use it for kind of like uh, test out layer and the guide layer. So I like to test out and then stage the character and test out the animations for the character. Key poses. I'm going to draw key poses in this layer and then test out, right? Because you don't want to just unless you are really really good, you don't really want to just jumping into animation and just trying to figure out as you go, because if you make mistakes, you may have to redo from the scratch again, which is not really desirable, right? Because you're gonna lose a lot of time. So here uh, we are going to make two steps. Okay, for this exercise we are going to make two steps, and then we're gonna use the this character. So with maybe just hold on a second. I should make it pretty. So I'm going to divide it four ways. I'm just going to and then I'm going to uh, delete this one for now. So I'm going to divide it in four ways, and then I'm going to add the legs right there, and then I'm going to draw cross. So in this ball and the character, it has these lines around the body. Okay, and this is the front, and then 3/4. I'm not going to draw. This is a little bit. I can do better than that. Is it better? Okay, this is. Let's imagine that this is perfect circle, and then 3/4. Right, it's turning 45 degrees to its left. So, and then also on the side, there is this. So there's a lines on the side, center line on the side, and then front and then back. Okay, and then so here it's about, if I draw the lines here, that's about there, and we don't see it there where it's attached exactly, but there could be. I mean, I should really draw the lines. It looks like the legs are a little bit short, just tiny bit short. You should draw the lines, and then the side, the profile, then profile looks like almost exactly same as the front view. And then if I draw the lines for where the to find out, to figure out where this leg is attached to the body, and this other leg you don't really see it because there's no perspective, and and then uh, 3/4 back. Oops, this is a little bit to stretch it. So this would look like almost like this, right? And then the back side, there's a center, right? And then, oops, this is a side center line, this back center line, and then there's this, and then this one will turn, and then you will see like this, and okay, and then the back, and then also this will look almost exactly the same as the front. Okay, it's got a little bigger, the body. You know what? And oops, yeah, I'm going to to choose the selection tool, and I'm just going to copy and paste. Okay, because this will look exactly the same. But I highly suggest you to draw everything else instead of copy and paste, because it will be a good practice. So after that, I'm going to figure out here. I'm going to make 2 steps, and then also I'm going to, like, from the profile view, and then here I'm going to also front view, and then you know what? And then also I'm going to actually animate, like, I mean, not like exactly animate, but also top. I'm going to draw from the top view, just if we need to, I mean, if I think it's gonna help to see it from the top, then I'm just going to draw it there. So here, right, let's say the character is about here, the center line is, and then maybe it's gonna stop, take a 2 steps, just taking 1 and 2, okay, and then this is more like a center line, you know, where it should stand, where the center line should be, you know, should be. So here I'm going to just draw the first. I'm going to just draw very rough, okay? And then here, I'm not going to draw these lines yet because we need to figure this one out. And then let's say I'm just going to draw roughly, like where the kind of in the middle position here, in between. So a lot of times, right, people would start the walk with unless it is the character is starting from the uh, uh, like standing positions. If you have to animate the character like in the middle of the walking, you know, I'm going to draw this one. I was going to draw this one again, but I'm just going to fix that like this because I want the heel to be a little more centered between these two. Okay, so and I'm going to delete this one. So we have to attach also the legs to the body, and also we have to figure out the these lines. Okay, but before we do that, right? I mean, there are multiple ways to do this again, right? But uh, just to make it a little simpler, let's let's figure out and using blue lines like each steps first. So this is kind of more or less the same height. I'm going to draw another contact watch. So like basically how people, most of the people would animate, it's animate the walk is, um, and then you have to understand that this will come down, and then in order to, right, the toe should match like this. It's gonna come down, and then, you know, so this leg is this leg, and then this leg will move, and then so people would, right, people would use like a contact pose, and then if the character still keep walking, then they may finish with the contact pose also. This is contact pose where the heel of the front foot is attaching, the ground, and then also the rear foot, the ball part of the rear foot is flat on the ground. Okay, and then the second one, I'm going to also here, same height. Okay, using green so that you can see the difference. Also kind of same here. So if there's more frames, it's gonna keep working. Okay? And then make sure that this, to figure out the ball and the heel, this is going to go up and this is going to come down, right? So you have to make sure that you see that, space in it makes sense. So this is basically, right, the first contact pose that I figure out. And then we have to see, right? We have to see, and then the front part of the walk animation, we will figure out once we figure this one out. I mean, as we figure this one out, we will draw also here. So we have to decide which foot comes first, right? So like, let's say this is a right one. This foot is right one. So which means this is left, and this is left, right? And then this is right again. Okay. And then so which means this is, since this is it's going this way and this is front part, right? So what we will see here is, oh, by the way, if you choose this here color, you can change the color, and which means we will see this part here, right, where it is attached, and here we will see, I'm going to use blue. You see that, and then, right, because this is right side of the body, so we will see this, the right leg attached to the body. Okay, so this is the first video. I'm going to I'm going to animate the I'm going to draw the these other positions and also how it rotates in the next videos. And for now, before I finish this video, let's also make it like this is the guideline, but then guideline layer, but then you see this only lasts one frame. So if you remember, select this one, right click, and then go to the exposure and set exposure, and then type 60. Okay, now if I play back, nothing is animated, but because this is one long frame, but we will start kind of figure out a little bit more and then start animating soon.